Hey kids, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Uncle Frank, with the glasses, and that's how you know that today is a TCG news update video. We've got three things to cover today: a Force of Will release, a Flesh and Blood release, and a Magic announcement. And I'm going to kind of cover these in order. So for Force of Will, we have the release of the new set, Timeless Eclipse of the Underworld, which is a hell of a set name. It's the newest entry to the game, the newest set in the Trinity cluster, I believe it is. And that really is all I have to say on the subject. There's a new Force of Will set coming out. And the only reason I have so little to say is I haven't really paid attention to Force of Will all that much in the last 2 years, I think. I did briefly look through the card gallery for the set. I saw that there's a tank in it, so I might end up grabbing a few copies of that just so I can have a tank for my fantasy game. It's great. So that really is all I have to say. Let's move on. Next up, for Flesh and Blood, we have the release of the Armory deck Jarl Vitridi, or Vitridi, or Vitradi. I don't know how it's pronounced, and I'm sure someone will tell me eventually. This is the newest in a long line of Armory decks that started last year, I think. They've been very successful, these Armory decks, and this one's looking to be the most successful of the bunch, especially since I think it's the first time an Armory deck has given us a brand new hero. I could be wrong on that, but I do think most of the previous ones, or all of the previous ones, were for existing heroes. And I'm going to be honest, all the Armory decks have done pretty good for Force of Will. And this one's doing really good because Jarl looks like he's going to be a really strong hero. And from a store perspective, I like it because I think that it's going to be a great product, not just to buy and sell or to even crack, but because this is the first time a deck has given us a new hero, I think this will be a great item to hold on to for a while. And that's true, I think, for all the Armory decks. They all have new cards in them, and they're all kind of cool, but this one has a new hero, and I think that makes it something special. Now, from a player perspective, I hate it. I looked at Jarl's ability. I looked at some of the equipment he has in the deck. I looked at just some of the text for some of the cards, and I'm not a fan at all. I don't like the idea of having frostbite tokens being put on my equipment slots. I absolutely don't like all the extra costs I'm going to have to pay in my mechanologist deck just to play against it. But, man, I really don't like frostbite tokens. And this guy, he makes a lot of frostbite tokens. So if you're a Flesh and Blood player like myself, you know what's coming, and you know that you're not going to like this guy. As for the deck itself, it's doing pretty strong. Sales are up. It's already... I feel like Armory decks... I don't remember. Do they have a public MSRP? But I feel like most Armory decks that came out around $40 to $50. And this one, it's release week. And like he's selling for like $70, $80 in some places. It's absolutely psychotic. People really want to get their hands on them. And, you know, I've got this Armory deck dash here that I picked up for $40. So I'm curious to see if Jarl will stay in the 70 to 80 range, or if he's going to go down, go up, etc. I'd like to get a few copies of the deck myself just to throw on a shelf. But yeah, he looks really strong. He looks like he's going to be a pain to play against. I am not looking forward to those frostbite tokens. Oh, man. But if you are into these really cool Elemental Guardian cards, this is definitely going to be something you can pick up. And if you can pick it up for like less than 70, 60 bucks, if you find a copy at a local store for $40, just grab it. It's probably going to be good. It's probably going to be very enjoyable. This is a strong deck, it looks like. So there's that. And finally, we have to talk about Konami's most recent Yu-Gi-Oh! Announcement, Quarter Century Stampede. The definitely final quarter century celebrations product, releasing in April of next year, and it's following the Bonanza blueprint of having a small main set and then a 200 card nostalgia pool, with which they can inject these fancy secret rares and quarter century secret rares and all that jazz. And I'm going to be honest, I'm sure it'll sell. We don't know anything about the cards in it yet, but I am definitely fatigued of all the 25th anniversary nonsense. To put it in perspective, the first 25th anniversary product came out almost 2 years ago. It was the Legendary Collection 25th Anniversary Edition, which had the God cards and then some packs. And I believe that came out in April of 2023, actually. I could be wrong, but if that's true, then that means that the 25th anniversary has been going on for 2 years. That's 2 years of celebrating 25 years. Isn't that crazy? Woo! As a company, Konami is motivated to get as much money as they can, and that's fine. I can't really fault them for that. However, I feel like as a company, at some point they should go, okay, maybe we don't need to celebrate for 2 whole years. But yeah, Stampede is definitely the last quarter century celebrations set for now. The big draw that this one has is that they are going to be putting cards in it that the community voted for, so there's that. I'm not sure what the list of cards was that was voted in. I'm sure we'll find out as more information on the set is revealed. But man, yeah, like I said, I'm really just kind of tired of this quarter century nonsense. There's been 4 specialty sets besides the Legendary Collection. There's been Rarity Collection 1, Rarity Collection 2, Bonanza, and now Stampede. Not to mention all the reprint sets. I'm not tired of the reprint sets, by the way. I just want to get that out there. I like those. If you could get them for cheap enough when they came out, then good on you, because those are amazing. And I'm sure that down the road, Rarity Collection, Bonanza, Stampede, I'm sure they're all going to be really well received with time, because those shiny alternate rarities, those nice shiny foils, those are just the kind of thing that people like to collect. So I'm sure give it 10 years and even Stampede, the 4th installment in the 25th century rarity boxes, is going to be a pretty highly sought after set. It's just, I wish it was just one big set rather than multiple big sets. So that's my opinion on it. I'm probably going to buy it. I've bought some of the previous sets as well, so there's that. If you're a big into Yu-Gi-Oh! And you've been hoping to get some specific nostalgic card that hasn't gotten a quarter century secret rare treatment yet, keep an eye on this. It might be there. I'm personally hoping that Hitachi Giant or Total Defense Shogun gets their quarter century secret rare printing here, but I'm not going to hold my breath, you know? But that really is all I've got to talk about today. That is the news. So if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And if you have something you want me to talk about in a future news video, if some announcement comes out that you want Uncle Frank to mention, let me know. I will be sure to add it to my list. And with that said, thanks again, and I will see you guys in whatever my next video is. Ciao.